Yeah, it's your boy Crypto Blood. Welcome to another episode of My Two Satoshis. It is September 5th, 2018. It is blazing hot here in the D. Hope you guys are doing well today. Let me give a shout out to Fud Killer. He wanted me to play some Jurassic 5 Concrete Schoolyard. Thank you for this classic hip hop joint, Fud Killer. What's good, YouTube? One day closer to going out to the Block World Conference. I'll be hitting up the Litecoin Summit. I'll be on a panel there September 14th to 15th, actually September 15th. So if you guys are in the area, come out. The tickets are really affordable, honestly, and I like to see that. So check out Litecoin Summit, I believe.com. I'll leave a link for you guys, but check us out. I'll be in San Fran and San Jose area the week of the 13th through 15th. So come join me. I'll be tweeting. I'll be doing some live footage while I'm out there as well. But today we're going to be taking a look at what Goldman Sachs has decided to do in regards to their trading desk for Bitcoin. They've halted it. Is there something that they know that we don't, or is it just something we should just ignore anyway because they're late to the game? I don't know. You guys have to be the judge of that, but we'll take a look at this article regarding that situation. And then second, we've got Bitcoin Cash stress test going very well. They've extended it past the 24-hour window, so we'll take a look at that. They're giving the big FU to all the haters out there, and that's going to be an ongoing debate between Bitcoin Cash team, Bitcoin Core, and even now Craig Wright, he's gotten into it with the Bitcoin ABC group. So it's just a lot of drama, unfortunately. This is why decentralization doesn't mean consensus, and it doesn't solve that human factor that we have in blockchain. And so I think over time, as this community, as this industry grows and matures, we will see hybrid solutions to this nonsense, but it probably will never be solved fully, right? But first, let's take a look at this market, man. I was up early this morning when I saw Bitcoin get slammed. God, that was a hard hit. We'll take a look at why. I think personally it could be, I'm not sure, but it could be that whale selling a portion of that $100 million worth of Bitcoin. So let's take a look at the market cap really quickly. We've dropped to $217 billion. Bitcoin's dominance up though, 55%. Insane. How high can it go, people? Bitcoin down almost 6%. It actually was down more than 6% earlier today for sure, as we touched 6,800. Ethereum hit hard, not unexpected, right? Again, I see them going below 200 in the near future. I told you guys about that. EOS hit pretty hard as well, harder than even Bitcoin and Ethereum. So we're sitting at $5.54. But pretty much all the alts, top ones, have been hit double-digit percentages here, so it's not looking good. Dogecoin still holding steady to those gains over the last week, up 89%. This week, or at least the last 7 days, I should say. Let's take a look at that chart, what I was explaining to you guys. Mad sell-off, as you can see here, and this is on the 1 hour. Huge drop in just 2 hours. We covered roughly 500 points, and now we're near the lows again. But guess where we are? We bounced right off of that 6,800 area I have drawn. If we breach that, that would, to me, signal something really major. And actually, let me do this, because I could go ahead and bring this outward, expand this, and to be honest with you, let me just make sure I have everything lined up properly, because I can actually bring this down just a tad bit to line up, and it still doesn't look good. I was trying to line it up with this candle right here, because that lines up with this candle. This one we would just, we could at this point do that. We could do it like that. Boom. So again, right at this area, some of the market participants might have drawn their trend line at this point. And here we meet it right at that support level. So this is a critical area. I think we should hold, but there's no guarantee. There's no guarantee. If you were a bull, you would be putting in some buy orders around this area to try to protect this area. We'll have to see what happens there, but definitely a correction short term. And I didn't think we would breach this 73, 74 area, just depending on what exchange. I didn't think we would breach it on the first try, just because of how slowly we went up to it. So we had a slam down, and we'll see what happens from there. It could have definitely been that whale that I covered was moving $100 million worth of Bitcoin around. So who knows? You'll probably never know. But first article out of Bitcoin.com, their news section says here, Bitcoin Cash stress test goes beyond 24 hours, setting new records. On September 1st, Bitcoin Cash proponents led a community-driven stress test by sending millions of transactions in one day. In fact, the protocol's miners processed 2.2 million transactions in 24 hours and processed massive size blocks all day long. But the stress testing fun didn't end there, as many BCH supporters continued to flood the network with transactions. The next day saw upwards of 1.37 million transactions, and September 4th data has shown participants still were going strong at 1.6 million, almost 1.7 million transactions yesterday. Article goes on to say that the Bitcoin stress test went well over 24 hours. The BCH blockchain and network participants have celebrated a milestone this September, as the peak of the BCH stress test day saw 2.2 million transactions processed on the first of the month. Moreover, BCH miners like CoinGeek, Waterhole, BMG Pool, via BTC and other processed many large blocks on September 1st between 4 and 15 megabytes in size. Alongside this, transactions processed on the network reached about 23 transactions per second, much better than Bitcoin, what was 3. However, even though the day was scheduled for only 24 hours, BCH stress test participants continued to send millions of transactions. The following day, on September 2nd, the network processed another massive 1.37 million, but on the 3rd, the network only processed 448,000. Now, one would think after the lull, things were over for BCH stress testers, but they weren't, because on Tuesday, September 4th, the Bitcoin Cash network had touched 1.6 million in transactions. So as you can see here, here's a table showing the comparison between Bitcoin Core and Bitcoin Cash, and it outperforms it. It outperforms it greatly. I mean, hey, what do you guys think about this? What does this mean? I personally just love seeing that they're moving the project forward. They're moving the coin bandwidth and stuff forward, and not circling the drain with Lightning Network. Even though Lightning Network has picked up in volume, it's still nowhere near real world use cases at the moment. So you're talking years out, and in this space, that is just too long to wait. Back in June, it cost roughly 0.003, a third of a penny per transaction, which is still low, but during the stress test with millions of transactions, the fee was a tenth of a penny. So that's very important to understand. I saw a tweet and I kind of reiterated this. People on Bitcoin Core bragging about how transaction fees were down and so on and so forth. It's faster to move Bitcoin around and all that, but they fail to realize that no one's using Bitcoin in that capacity. Most of the transactions are off-chain, exchange transactions off-chain, and come on now, you gotta brag when we have the type of network volume that we did in 2017 at the peak, at the height of the mania, and show results then, and see what the fees are at that point. Bitcoin Cash has shown they can do tons of transactions and keep that transaction fee low, which is important if you want to see a real world use case for commerce. For a few days, the experiment took people's minds off of the fork debate, and this kind of testing gave a glimpse of what the network can do on chain. So, wow, what do you guys think? Again, to me, I'm supporting projects that are, no project is perfect, but I'm going to support projects that are pushing the envelope, looking to improve their networks in a reasonable timeline, and add value to the communities like Dash and Digibyte are doing. And BCH is stepping up to the table and doing stress tests. I want to see Bitcoin Core do a stress test, but they're not going to do that because they want to push Lightning Network nodes and all that stuff. So you guys let me know what your thoughts are on this. Is this a good milestone for Bitcoin Cash? And what do you think that means going forward for merchants that may be interested in using cryptocurrencies on a day-to-day basis? Bitcoin Cash looks that much more attractive in my opinion. The next article is out of Live Bitcoin News. And hell, this may be a reason why we saw a drop in the markets. Goldman Sachs switches course, puts Bitcoin trading desk on hold. I don't know what time this article came out at 2:30 today, but I don't know what time this actual news crossed the wire. It could have been on Bloomberg Terminal or something like that earlier this morning, and possibly you saw a sell-off from that. I don't know. I'm just kind of giving possibilities here. But it says here Goldman Sachs is reportedly putting a hold on its plans to open a Bitcoin trading desk, instead focusing on custody crypto product for institutional investors. According to people familiar with the matter, the investment bank has switched course due to an unclear regulatory framework for the crypto industry, reports Business Insider. As a result, its priority for opening a Bitcoin trading desk has slipped down the list. However, it may revise this at a later date, the report added. So in April, it was reported that Goldman Sachs was moving closer to launching its Bitcoin trading desk. While it wasn't confirmed, the realization of it would have made it the first U.S. bank to do so. Not only that, but it would have given the nascent industry a much needed credibility boost. This in turn would have attracted more investors to enter the space. That's definitely true. Article goes on to say, now, however, failing to find a way to trade Bitcoin, the investment bank is putting its plans on hold. Instead, it's turning its attention to custody programs and products for crypto for large institutional clients. News of this was first reported last month. At that time, it was noted that the bank would hold securities on behalf of the funds, reducing risk for clients. Market price drops, it says in this article. Following the news regarding Goldman Sachs, industry prices have fallen today. However, whether it's related is unknown. That's what I was saying. Possibly this could have been the reason for the drop today. So, wow, why do you think? I mean, they kind of outline why. Some type of regulatory issue that they ran into, but to me, I'm not sure why they couldn't follow the blueprint of what Coinbase is doing. Maybe because they're a investment bank and they kind of lie under certain securities and guidelines. I don't know. What do you guys think? It definitely is a blow to more exposure, a blow to the gut to Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. For more exposure to the Wall Street guys, but they look like they're still going to do something for the institutional investors. So you guys let me know, is this a negative thing long term, or is Bitcoin just going to brush it off? I mean, I think Bitcoin will brush it off, but I will say again, I don't see really new highs until after this ETF stuff is out of the way. And so, you know, there could be some risk to the downside, because we have to always calculate in there a possibility for an ETF being declined in March. But if we do get an ETF pass in March, we'll see a rally like none other. That's the markets for you people. You guys let me know what you think. Definitely like and subscribe. Click that bell if you do subscribe. And that's it. It's your boy Crypto Blood. I'm out. Concrete Schoolyard. How?